Hey guys, Weird Kid. Another video for tonight. But this is gonna be like a whole new experience. It's gonna be its own segment. Okay. I started to like obsess on a project, and some materials have come into my possession that kind of ties into each other, and it's just kind of motivated me to want to do this build. Um, Now it's going to take a long time to do this. Now when I say a long time, it's not something I can rush. It's not something that I can just throw together and make a tutorial on. This is going to be like a build journal, build vlog. It's going to be in segments, so it'll be like part one, part two, but it's going to be in its own segment, and it's going to be spread out where I'm just going to vlog periodically every time I do something new to this project. So what am I building? Good question. Let me explain. So one of the things, as you guys know, I started getting into these shrunken heads, and I don't know, I just been having an absolute blast building these things, you know. And I did, if you haven't checked it out already, I've got a tutorial up on how I did like a traditional looking shrunken head. But I wanted to mix it up, so then I did a Captain Spaulding, which I don't know, it's okay, but it's not my favorite. And then I started this guy here. That's my version of a Frankenstein, and I used glass cabochons. Eyes are sculpey, everything's sculpey, except for the hair naturally. But yeah, I made the eyes first and put in glass cabochons, and then did the eyebrows, and then just, you know, if you want to know the basic structure, you can watch the tutorial, my shrunken head tutorial. Anyways, there's just like big staples and everything. So yeah, this is my Frankenstein. He hasn't got his nose yet, okay? Or it's rotted off, but I think it would have had stitches and stuff like that, or remnants of staples if his nose had fallen off. So I just don't think his nose has been put on yet. And he's got long hair, okay? And I love Frankenstein. I mean, that is like my go-to. I you know, long before I'd ever seen Boris Karloff on the silver screen playing Frankenstein's monster, there was always books. You know, in school there was books with you know, Universal monsters and stuff like that, and then of course famous monsters of Filmland. And man, so I fell in love with Frankenstein long before I even seen the movie. And I love those old black and whites, especially the one shot from the film where Frankenstein's monster and Victor Frankenstein are standing on that ridge, and they're facing off and everything, and epic. And it's those films that has put the love of black and white into me. I love rich black and white. To me, it's just absolutely beautiful, and it's art, you know. And the original Frankenstein is it's beautiful. It's art. To me, it's art. So, and then of course Hammer horror and all this and that. And I love Frankenstein too, because, you know, the way Mary Shelley described him in the book, you know, there's literally millions of ways you could do different, a different Frankenstein every time. You know, the sky's the limit. Now, the one thing you don't want to do if it's something that you want to sell or something like that is to copy the Universal monsters, Frankenstein, or the, you know, Hammer's Curse of Frankenstein, or you know, some of the other Frankensteins they've done, like the Monster from Hell and stuff like that. But you can create your own Frankenstein, you know, and I've created my own. He doesn't have his bolts yet. I gotta work that out. But what am I doing with Frankenstein? What am I doing with this guy? Well, a couple of things. I had come across this. let me just show you. This is a very old, that's like, I would say probably 50s, maybe a little bit later, late 50s or whatever. An old wooden box, and it's a case for some old gauges. These actually are like static residual gauges and residual flow and static pressure gauges and stuff like that. And there's a pitot gauge over here. This was something that this kit was something you used to test fire hydrants, but we don't care about that. We just care about the box. Okay, so now when I put it like this, it's a cool looking box. And there's some screws here where I can take this off, and then it gives me an extra, you know. So closed, it's got a good depth to it. You know, I think maybe just enough for Frankenstein to fit in there. If not, then I'll find a box that will. So what my thinking is to take the wood out. Take the clasps off. Actually, I could leave those clasps on here, but what I would need to do is to remove the handle and put it on top. So now you pick it up like this. Over here we've got, well, it's not this side, it's over here. We've got these rubber bumpers because this was considered the bottom. We're going to take those and move them down to here. So now this is a box that needs to be, this is upright for this box, okay? So the box itself, we're gonna sand it, rough sand it, and then we're gonna paint it maybe black. And I don't know, I was thinking about like sheet metal looking with rivets, and just kind of make it look like something out of a dungeon or something, you know what I'm saying? And then you open it up, and inside we got a Frankenstein diorama. With, this is the centerpiece. Okay, so he would sit in there as the head, and then I thought about wrapping around the neck some I could use sports tape and then paint it to look like surgical tape or like bandages around the neck. And then coming out from the, you know, and then I attach it inside the box. And then coming out from the bottom of the neck is all kinds of like tubing and electrical cords and just all kinds of stuff keeping this head alive, running to different like dialysis, like different gauges. I can put gauges in there. I was thinking about putting shelves. I thought about a panel, a Strickfaden inspired panel, where this would be under there. It would kind of be cool to be underneath them or above them, you know. And I don't know if we could get this to fit. You know, we'll get a plasma ball in there somewhere. There again, I have to make sure this is all going to fit. And then, you remember this? I did a tutorial on this. It's a 5-minute build. It's a Strickfaden inspired coil, insulator coil with a conductor. Very Frankensteinish, very Mad Scientist Laboratory-ish, very Strickfadness, you know. So I could sit that in there, mount a couple of these, I could make another one, mount one in there, or it could be, you know, all kinds of configurations. So basically, we have a whole laboratory over here with the you know, Frankenstein's head going to all these different, you know, it's the lab and he's being built and everything. And then I thought over here I could put like bookshelves or whatnot, and we have all kinds of like medical diaries and maybe a little lab with some, I got a bunch of smaller like medical bottles, and we could have some what do we call them, test tubes and stuff like that, and then journals, and maybe some tools like a bone saw and scalpel, and you know, just all kinds of stuff, man. This guy's, and that's another reason why it would take me a long time to do this, because inspirations leading the way on this project. So one thing I know that I want to do is I think I was going to take Sculpey and coat this whole thing with Sculpey, and then carve out stone. Now you're saying, okay, Dave, you're gonna put Sculpey requires it to go into the oven. You're gonna put wood into the oven. Okay, it works. Trust me, it works. Sculpey cures at 275 degrees for 20 minutes every, I don't know, eighth of an inch or something like that. I don't know the exact formula, but 275 is a very low heat. And I have put wood in the oven many times. Plinths, you know, I'll do a sculpt or something like that, and I need something to hold it. So I got to make these bases where I drill a hole, and it's just meant to hold whatever it is that I'm baking, and it goes in the oven. Now, what you will find it does is it kind of sweats. It sweats moisture, and of course, it's hot when it comes out. You just wipe it down, and it'll dry right out, and it won't be singed or anything else. I've yet to have a piece of wood catching on fire in the oven from baking a sculpt at 275 for the length of time that it's required to be in the oven. So you can do that. So I would have a whole brick wall, like a stone dungeon cave, or not cave, but Frankenstein's castle type of facade going on in here. With I even thought I could maybe even do an arch window with lightning outside and shelves with just all kinds of stuff, and just make it one big display, a big Frankenstein display, and something that you can open up and show people, and have a little bit of a light show that goes on with it, and have it tell the story visually. And one thing that I wanted to incorporate into this is another thing that I had gotten that I looked at and said, hey, you know what, that's cool. And then when this project come up, you know, I was like, damn, my buddy hooked me up, you know, because Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks a couple months ago sent me a package with a bunch of the magnets that he made. If you haven't seen him, go check out Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks. While you're at it, check out Vic Springston from Graveyard Creepers. My brothers, the three of us make up the trio of terror. But anyways, Keith sent me a package, and it had all these magnets that he had sculpted and molded. They're refrigerator magnets, and he's made a bunch of them, big batch of them, because he wants to give them out, I guess, at Christmas. Not Christmas, damn, he hates Christmas. He's gonna kill me for saying that. Halloween, for the trick-or-treaters. But he's also been giving them away as gifts, and he was so kind enough to send me a box that was loaded with them things. And if you can watch it, I did an unboxing with that. You can go back and check out the Corona Cafe vlogs. I think there's like 55 of them. I was doing it quite a bit. It's starting to rain, interesting. Yeah, and one of the things in there that I saw that I think I'm gonna have to incorporate into this build is the spring that he's made. I love that thing, and I think it's gonna I think it suits. I think it's gonna belong right in this block. Maybe I'm gonna have it in a pan, or I could have it even over here with Frankenstein. You know, I could have some shelves, and maybe I'll put it in some kind of like glass jar and make some makeshift tubes coming out of it. So basically, there's a whole laboratory. It's a haunt, but just scaled down, you know. And that's one of the reasons why it's going to take me a while to do this. So what do you guys think of that? So it'll be one of these things where, you know, right now I've just told you what I plan on doing. It could be a week, it could be a couple weeks. I'd come back and say, hey, you know, I worked on this thing again. This is what I added. This is where I'm going. This is what I decided to do. And then, you know, periodically you'll hear from me, because I'm going to gradually build this thing piece by piece as I get it. So give me a name for this project. Let's name this project. Give me a name for this segment, for the show. I put it down in the comments there. I'll pick the best one, what the title of this segment build's gonna be. So anyways, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe. Hit the bell. It's gonna notify you when I upload another video. And there's so much coming. I just was working on the Plague Doctor tutorial. I had to take a step back, put in a lot of hours on that. Tomorrow I've got an interview with Al Omega. I'm going to jump on that to get that out because I really want to get something out this weekend. I wanted to do this too. I wanted to share this with you, and I might work on this thing a little bit tonight and come back and share it with you. But anyways, check out my Brothers in Arms, Cobwebs and Candlesticks, and Vic Springston. You got to go check those guys out, man. They're great. They're doing some good things, you know. And go check us out on Facebook. We've got a page called Trio of Terror, where you can go and post, interact with us, post your haunts, your builds, anything horror movie related or weird or whatever. Just come over and say hi. It's judgment free, so we welcome everyone of all skill levels. The only thing we ask you don't bully anybody, make fun of anybody, or pornography, you know. So anyways, I appreciate you, and until the next time, peace.